the purpose of a hip escape is to mimic escaping from the mount, right? So we're here. Let's say Jonathan is on top. What I want to do is I'm posting one foot and I'm dragging one leg. One foot on the mat, dragging one leg. I got to get to my side and push the knee, right? So we're here, dragging my foot up the mat, bringing my hips out. And same thing on the other side, right? If he was to keep coming to me, I would push this knee and drag myself out, right? So that's the purpose of the hip escape, is to escape the mount position. Now, give me a second, Jonathan. So when we're doing this, guys, we're gonna take one foot and push our hips off the mat, and we're gonna act like we're pushing the knee. So we get on our side, extending the leg, pushing and dragging our hip up the mat. And then we're gonna go to the other side, same thing. Now this foot comes up and this foot is gonna drag, so you push out here. So basically, your hip escape should be looking like you're dragging your hips up the mat and pushing away, okay? So, just to kind of tighten things up, guys, when you're doing our warm-up drills, we're talking about hip escaping, doing them correctly. So, one foot up, one foot down, dragging your leg, push your hips up the mat, turn yourself over, switch feet, push. So one leg is pushing, guys. One leg is dragging, okay? The forward roll, right? Maybe we can get in a forward roll. So a lot of the kids, when they roll and they roll a bunch, they'll just dive into like a forward roll. But really, we want to tuck our shoulder to minimize the effect it has on our neck, right? We really don't even want our neck to be cramped or touching the mat that much. So what we do is we crouch to minimize the distance from our head to the mat. And then when I get ready to do my shoulder roll, I'm gonna roll on my front shoulder. Almost like for the technique, I'm almost gonna reach under like I'm touching my toes, and I'm gonna look back underneath at the wall, right? So I'm going under and looking. That way, by the time I roll, my head's already back up into a nice position where my neck wasn't too bothered by it, right? So we're here, and I really never touch my neck. I mostly stayed on my back. So if we can kind of tighten those up at home, that would be great. So one more time, we're here, hand comes underneath, shoulders going to the mat, head starting to look backwards, right? Crouching. Standing base, hand in front of us so we don't get hit or punched while we stand up, okay? Doing our side rolls, right? And a lot of people have problems with these side rolls. So the way we do them is we want to keep everything facing the same direction, right? And I'm not a little guy, limber guy, man. Obviously, this is not real easy for me, but if I can do it, I feel like most everybody else should be able to do it somewhat. So, same thing, like with this one, I don't want my feet coming off the mat during this roll, and I want to stay kind of in this position, right? I'm not just rolling and then rolling back here and my legs fall back and then I'm back over here. And okay, next one. All right, we have a purpose for it, and the purpose is a lot of times in grappling, we make the exact same move. Like if you're sitting here in front of somebody and their legs through, a lot of times you will reach down and grab their ankle, and you'll reach over their back to grab their back, and you reach up and invert. Right, and you go behind them and take their back. It's called the Brimolo. So the move has a purpose, but the drills are just that. Trying to keep your feet on the mat, try to get up on your shoulders as much as you can. You know, keep your arms in tight for the most part. Maybe this one comes out for balance if you need it. But so I'm trying to keep my feet on the mat. Hand goes underneath, shoulder comes forward, head comes forward to the mat. It doesn't go out to the side. I need to be able to ball up underneath myself. So I go down, underneath, toes, toes. Obviously it's not easy. It's not easy for me, but with practice, everybody should be able to make themselves a little bit more limber to rolling, inverting for jiu-jitsu. I mean, it's just something you have to be able to to know when people are doing it to you to stop it, and you need to know, how to do it yourself if you ever have to. So try to tighten those warm-ups up. I'll do it one more time. Like I said, it's not real easy, but I think the more if you get up on your shoulders, the easier it is to keep your feet on the mat. So here. Here. That wasn't beautiful, but you get the idea. All right, guys, we're gonna talk about the Gators for the warm-ups, right? And a lot of people, when they do the Gators, you're supposed to be stretching your hips more than anything, and kind of doing like a push-up position as well. I see a lot of people that do their Gators, like they walk through here, like and get their knee up, and they come through here. This is not the correct way we want to do this warm-up. What we want to do is try to flatten ourselves to the mat. Like if you can picture yourself climbing a wall, there's no way that you could go up that wall like this, right? You're not gonna climb up the wall with this foot in front of you. You're gonna climb up the wall with your foot out and your knee flared so you can push up the wall, right? So same basic principle for the Gators. We wanna push ourselves and stay as flat or as to the mat as possible. So the way I do that is I start with one leg up and one leg down. Here. I usually just connect my elbow to my knee and I stretch the other hand here. So we're kind of on a half push-up right here. And we just repeat this motion as we go up the mat. I step here on the other side and I put my hip to the mat, right? And as we go up the mat, you look like a gator crawling, right? But we should be turning our hips out and really keeping your knee out towards the mat instead of up underneath you like this, right? We want to be out here. So we're stretching our hips, getting some mobility, movement, and stuff like that. So practice that one also.